The Kingsley Holgate Foundation is embarking on its 33rd geographic and humanitarian expedition to some of the more remote regions of the Horn of Africa.
It's the start of another world-first expedition. For us, it's hugely important, having been to every single country on the African continent and now linking these 2 points in this expedition. So yes, there's always that slight sort of nervous feeling of anticipation, the rat gnawing at one's stomach. But from here into the all-new Land Rover discoveries, that's quite something. A sense of adventure, geographic mission. We're fellows of the Royal Geographical Society and all that good stuff. But we're also doing it for the work we do, the humanitarian work, improving their quality of lives. And throughout the journey, linking the work we do to conservation with the youth.
To begin with, the team is visiting a school in Hluflue, KwaZulu-Natal, very close to the Mozambique border.
All these football games, today's one is United against malaria. Sometimes they're elephants, sometimes they run. You probably noticed along the foot-and-mouth fence line that there's a hard road. It's 80 kilometers from here to the nearest town, largest town of Manguzi. Imagine if you were to own a bicycle.
The team uses football to educate children and their parents about nature conservation, awarding the winning team with a floating trophy and the man of the match with a prized bicycle. Around the classroom, drawings by the pupils call for an end to animal poaching. Residents here are often affected by malaria, and the team starts the humanitarian mission by handing out some mosquito nets. Nearby, the team continues its mission by donating wheelchairs to pupils from a special needs school. Starting off small, the school has grown significantly over the last few years after a notable demand in the area.
There's a lot of stigma around disability because of lack of information. When you have a disabled child, people say that it's a curse. Maybe you did something wrong, maybe you were cheating. So from there we had to do a lot of home visits, to identify learners who were disabled and were not going to school, just to motivate parents to send them to school.
Part of the outreach also involves an initiative called the Right to Sight. Those in need of reading glasses go through a short test and receive a new pair. Often some of the recipients have not read in years and take glee in reading a few passages aloud.
Sipiwe is a churchgoer, so she's also asked if she can use her little Bible as a way of just testing her eyes. So what she's saying is, without glasses, this is just a haze.
Too much.
Clear.
But the real adventure begins at Cozy Bay Beach.
Just over there is the most extreme east point on the South African coast. We filled a Zulu calabash with water from here, which we're going to take to the extreme east point on the Horn of Africa. Take it to the old walled city of Harare, which is celebrating its 1010th anniversary, linking 2 World Heritage Sites in a world-first Land Rover expedition.
The trip won't be without its challenges, but the team are no strangers to adventure and have travelled to all 54 African countries, including all of the island states.
There we go, a Cheoling, which means it's perfect, it's good.
Their 2009 Outside Edge expedition was the first to track the entire outline of Africa in a 64,000 kilometer journey through 33 countries over 449 days.
Africa, all good, all bad, all at the same time. It's what makes it so exciting from a challenging geographic adventure aspect. You can plan as much as you want, but around every corner there's going to be a surprise waiting, and that's what keeps it exciting. Always our big sort of obstacles are certain countries blowing up, whether that's sort of elections or some tribal wars and everything like that. So we sort of need to be careful and have our wits about us. There's a lot of guns around in certain elements, and as we sort of near the Horn of Africa, a bit of a sensitive area when it comes to ISIS and Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab and the likes of. So it's all really one day at a time.
The team is backed by Land Rover, which is supplying the adventurers with their latest.
We carry on with our daily lives and forget that there's people that's fighting a real struggle. We've given you stories about malaria, right to sight and life straws, the rhino and elephant fights that we're fighting, and we are honoured to be in support to Kingsley and the projects that he spends his time on. I think the question we need to ask, what haven't we fitted to these guys? Because it needs to be expedition ready, and that's a task by itself. So all the normal expedition and then all the bells and whistles.
The team performs a few last-minute checks to their gear before they set out for Mozambique on their first leg of many across the eastern side of the continent to the Horn of Africa.
I'm getting on, as you can see, the beard's getting a bit grey. People ask me, when will you hang up your boots? The answer, never.